Welcome back to Elijah Plus, and in this video, this is the new Mac Mini. So in the process of unboxing this small Mac Mini, I was like, man, I cannot believe how tiny this thing is. And so obviously just trying to rip it open and get rid of the, tags on the bottom. And I don't know why I'm taking my sweet time doing this. Maybe I'm just like so amazed about how this Mac Mini is so tiny. It is ridiculous how small this is. And it basically looks like the Mac Studio just without the SD card slot in the front. And I mean, pulling this off, it's just so amazing how it took a very long while that the Mac Mini got a full redesign. But I love the redesign. I don't care for much having the power button on the bottom. I don't know why that's such a controversy, but I mean, it's there and I don't have to power it off. I always just put my Mac Mini to sleep. I feel like I'm one of the sane people that doesn't find it weird to have a button on the bottom. But the headphone jack and the USB-C ports are there. You also have the fan and Mac Mini logo on the bottom. So yeah, it's really cool. And I am just amazed at this performance of this Mac Mini so far. I mean, I obviously think that the Mac Mini having 16 gigabytes of RAM is so much better. And obviously left in the box is just the power cord, and then you get your documentation, and then that's it. Literally nothing else, no Apple stickers. You just get your Mac Mini computer and the cord, and yeah, that is it. The Mac Mini is such an incredible value for the small compact size of what you get, and only $599, and then for students $499. It's so amazing how you get so much computer in such a small, capable design. And so my thing is, I come to think about it, I mean, if you don't want to spend, thousands of dollars on a laptop, you can easily get a TV or a different monitor and really just pay under $1,000 just to get a Mac experience. And it's so amazing how even on my desk with my studio display, I do see some performance differences compared to my M3 Pro MacBook Pro with the 8 gigabytes of RAM versus having 16 gigabytes. I see it is a little faster, more efficient. And even though when Apple did mention how their 8 gigabytes of RAM was sufficient than their competitors, which is true, but I did still notice the differences of how I know my Mac Mini now is a little bit faster, a little more power efficient, and it's just so amazing. I cannot believe that we have come this far when it comes to Apple Silicon and how the performance is. I mean, honestly, this is the definition of how honestly you should just upgrade every 4 years, because realistically, I mean, with M1 being a little ways away from 4 years ago, at 2020 they introduced the M1, super power efficient, and then M2 was just kind of a spec bump, M3 was kind of a spec bump from that. Really, M4 is the main thing that's going to shine. So out of all the performance that I've seen from from reviewers and tech reviewers that are experiencing these type of Macs, I best believe that this is the definite time to get a Mac with an M4. And having that said, I mean, I don't even know if I really need to go and upgrade to an M4 Pro, MacBook Pro or the Mac Mini, just because my M4 has been doing great. I did get the 512 gigabytes of storage, so I did pay a little bit more, closer to $800 after taxes. I'm sorry, closer to $750 after taxes. And been fine with that, and it's been running fine. I'm running Final Cut. I'm not doing a lot of like 8K videos, so I feel like if you're doing 8K and more intensive work like that, then M4 Pro, Mac Mini or MacBook Pro will be fine for you. But just for me in my little setup, it's been really efficient for what I have. And so I think you should definitely get the Mac Mini. I mean, especially since its size, it's portable technically, and it's small, compact design, so it doesn't take up a lot of space on your desktop. And overall, I mean, so far I've had it for a couple of days and just really enjoyed how it looks. I really like the look. I don't know why. I just feel like I really like the look how it's a mini Mac Studio, and I like that design that they carried it to the Mac Mini. I mean, it seems realistic though, because how else would they redesign it, I guess? According to like, it makes sense to have the Mac Mini have the features of the Mac Studio. Which leads me to my next question: how will the whole redesign for the Mac Pro be? I mean, will it just be a taller Mac Studio? Or I can't wait to see how like they come up with the redesign for the Mac Pro, because it's overdue for that. Speaking of Mac Pro 2, I feel like we should have got an updated Pro Display XDR. Maybe that's gonna save that for the redesign of the Mac Pro, but it's kind of been a very long time for those who are gonna spend all that money for a display. But yeah, overall, I so far believe that you should be fine with an M4 Mac Mini. I wouldn't recommend the 256 gigabytes of storage. I would go for the 512. I feel like that's a relatively even medium for just for files and managing things. If you do light video editing or video editing in general that doesn't require more than 4K video. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in to Elijah Plus today. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment so YouTube can push my videos out there. And I would love to hear comments from you guys, how you feel about the Apple event regarding either the iMac or the Mac Mini or you know, the MacBook Pros. So yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in to Elijah Plus today. This is Lessons in Technology, and I'll see you in another video.